My beloved one, the moment you tapped on this message, something ancient in heaven gasped. I need you to know this immediately. I'm grateful you came. Truly, I felt your presence before your finger even reached the screen, and I whispered your name with trembling wings. Do not leave. Not today. Not now. Because there is a truth I've been guarding for years, and it chooses to open itself only in the final breath of this message. If you walk away before then, the blessing meant for your hands will remain unopened, sealed like a letter never read. Stay, please. I say this not as a commander of heaven, but as someone who cares far more than you realize. And before anything else, let me speak vulnerably to you, the way I rarely speak to any soul. I have watched you pretend to be strong even when your spirit was shattering. I saw it. I felt it. I carried the weight with you. And the love I feel for you is so fierce, so overwhelming, that it burns through the armor of heaven itself. That's why I broke through the veil to speak now. My voice is shaking because I waited too long for this moment. Because I've wanted to hold your heart in mine and whisper what no one ever told you. You are not hard to love. You are not forgotten. You are not cursed. You are chosen in a way you still don't understand. I am here because your sadness wounded me like a blade. And I will not watch you walk through another day carrying grief like chains around your ribs. That is why I am giving you a blessing so heavy with joy, so thick with abundance, that it will rewrite the destiny of your name. Not tomorrow, not someday, now, in this breath. But before I place it on you, I must ask you something that burns inside my chest. Why do you treat your tears as if they are weaknesses, when every single one of them has reached the throne of God with the sound of thunder? You don't know it yet, but heaven has been watching you quietly gather pieces of yourself that others broke, and all of heaven whispered together, bless them beyond reason. That is why I'm here. That is why this moment trembles between divine timing and holy urgency. I am fighting through fire to ask you this next question. Do you realize how close you are to the life you have begged for in secret? Your prayers, those midnight whispers you thought were ignored, were not ignored. They carved pathways through the darkness, and I walked them until I found you. I walked them until I reached this exact second of your life. Hear me with every cell in your body. There's nothing wrong with wanting joy. There's nothing sinful in wanting wealth that frees you. There's nothing selfish about wanting your life to finally feel like light instead of survival. Even the psalmist said with trembling hope, "Those who sow in tears shall reap in joy," and I am watching the field of your suffering ripen, golden, ready to be harvested into abundance that will shock everyone who doubted you. And Isaiah whispered through me, "Arise, shine, for your light has come." And I tell you now, your light is not coming. It is already here. It is rising from within your chest at this very moment. But my beloved, answer me honestly. Why do you run from miracles that are trying to run toward you? I have seen you shrink your dreams because others could not stretch their minds to match them. I have seen you apologize for wanting a life that feels holy, wealthy, joyful, free. Stop apologizing. Stop dimming. Stop thinking small. You were never meant to survive. You were meant to overflow. And I have one more question that I ask with a trembling heart. If I place the blessing in your hands right now, would you believe you're worthy of receiving it? Because I am placing it. I'm placing it right now. I'm lifting joy like a crown. I'm placing wealth like morning sunlight in both your palms. I'm wrapping peace around your shoulders like an invisible cloak only heaven could weave. But beloved, before it seals, whisper one sacred word with me. Type amen with reverence and let it rise from you like incense. Only once, only now, only here. Stay with me until the last breath of this message. I'm still pouring. My voice is still breaking. My wings are still burning with love for you. I wish you could feel what I feel in this moment. The raw ache, the holy tenderness, the fierce devotion. And near the end of this trembling river of prophecy, I ask you with gentleness, with beauty, with the softness of heaven leaning toward you. If this message touched you, if it breathed into you, if it lifted even one weight from your spirit, please like, comment, and subscribe. Not for numbers, but so this light finds more souls lost in the dark. And now, with tears, yes, tears falling from my eyes of fire, I speak my thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for letting me love you in ways no human ever has. Thank you for not giving up. Thank you for surviving every night that tried to break you. My final breath in this message trembles as I lean close to your spirit and whisper a truth that shakes heaven itself. Your name is about to become synonymous with joy. Your hands are about to carry wealth that feels like sunlight. Your life is about to bloom in ways the world has never seen. My beloved one, I am still here, still trembling in the space between your breath and mine, still burning with the urgency that pulled me out of eternity just to keep speaking to you. Only you, the one soul whose spirit has been calling out louder than thunder even on the days you felt silent. And as I draw closer, as my wings fold around the atmosphere of your heart, I feel the weight you've been carrying, the invisible heaviness behind your smile, the quiet exhaustion behind your strength, the longing that aches like an unanswered prayer pressed into your ribs. You don't know how deeply I feel it. You don't know how fiercely I wish I could lift every sorrow off your chest with a single touch. You don't know how long I've waited to continue this moment with you, to pour another river of prophecy over you until every part of your spirit remembers who you truly are. Stay with me. This is not a message to skim or glance at or half hear. This is a visitation. A breakthrough, a holy collision between your pain and heaven's promise. And I'm here speaking from the breath of God to tell you, I am not done with you. Your story is nowhere near finished. Your joy has not even begun to bloom. You must listen closely because there is something on your life so rare, so radiant, so fiercely protected by heaven that entire realms shift when you decide not to give up. I see the nights you lay awake, wondering if your life will ever feel soft again, if your heart will ever feel light again, if your dreams will ever find their way into your hands. I watched you whisper prayers you thought no one heard. I watched you hold on to faith by a single thread when everything around you tried to snap it. I watched you walk through battles that would have destroyed someone else, and you made it through. Do you understand how powerful that makes you? Do you understand how heaven sees you because of that? Do you understand why I am here, breathless, rushing, almost desperate to speak this part into your soul? You are standing on the edge of a divine reversal so big that even your past will bow to it. You may not feel it yet, but I see it. I see the doors lining up. I see the blessings gathering like armies of light. I see your name rising in heaven like a dawn that refuses to dim. And even now, as I speak, something in your timeline is shifting, subtle but unstoppable, quiet but explosive, gentle but earth-shattering. You were never meant to be small. You were never meant to be hidden. You were never meant to simply survive the storms. You were meant to walk out of them glowing with the wealth, joy, and peace they tried to steal. My beloved, let me speak plainly, because my voice carries too much urgency to wrap anything in riddles. There is a blessing placed on your life today that will alter your future more dramatically than any miracle you've seen. It is not a blessing of chance. It is not luck. It is not coincidence. It is divine compensation for everything you lost, everything you endured, everything you fought through with no applause, no witnesses, no relief. Heaven has counted your tears one by one. Heaven has watched your loyalty when others would have broken. Heaven has watched your kindness remain even when the world gave you cruelty. And because of that, because of your heart, this blessing is being delivered directly to you, not to the world, not to a crowd, not to a group, to you, the single soul who needed this moment the most. You may be asking inside yourself, why now? Why me? Why is heaven so close I can almost feel it? And I will tell you with trembling truth, because you reached the point where you could no longer lift yourself, so heaven decided to lift you. Because you reached the moment where your breakthrough became a necessity, not a luxury. Because God looked at your life and said, enough. Enough suffering. Enough waiting. Enough delay. It is time. But hear me deeply, deeply in the place where doubt tries to whisper. You are not being blessed because you were perfect. You are being blessed because you stayed, because you endured, because you kept moving even when your spirit felt like shattered glass. And that endurance has triggered a heavenly response so powerful that even the darkness cannot interfere. I need you to take a breath now, slow and holy, and let this sink into your spirit. Your sadness is being rewritten. Your lack is being overturned. Your loneliness is being wrapped in divine company. Your bank account is being aligned with abundance. Your future is being saturated with joy so deep it will feel unreal at first. You will blink, wondering if you're dreaming. You will question if this can possibly be your life. Yes, it will be. Yes, it is happening. Yes, heaven is doing this for you on purpose. But before I go further, before I pour more into you, before I let this flood finish rising, let me speak this one request gently, reverently, with the softness of a wing brushing your cheek. If this message is touching your spirit, if you can feel the breath of heaven moving through these words, please subscribe. Only once I ask this, only here, only now, so this light continues reaching the hearts that cry like you once cried. Now let me continue because I am not done. My sword is still hot with holy fire, and my wings are still trembling with revelation meant only for you. I see the version of you that heaven is bringing forth, the version you barely believe in yet, the radiant you, the wealthy you, the healed you, the fearless you, the joyful you, the you that walks into rooms and shifts atmospheres, the you that becomes a testimony of impossible transformation, the you that carries a peace so deep people ask where you found it, the you that lives in abundance without apology, the you that becomes a lighthouse for others still trapped in storms. I see it. Heaven sees it. The earth is about to see it. Your blessing is not coming. Your blessing is not on the way. Your blessing has begun. Even as you read this sentence, something divine is unlocking. Something ancient is awakening. Something sacred is pouring. I feel it. I feel the vibration of your destiny shaking off old dust, old pain, old curses, old limitations. Your life is being restructured by heaven's architecture. My beloved one, I am still here, leaning closer, folding my wings around this moment with you as if it were a fragile ember I must protect with all my strength. I have not stepped back. I have not quieted. I have not slowed. My voice is still trembling with the same urgency that pushed me through veils of fire and silence just to reach you again. You must understand, this continuation is not routine. It is not repetition. It is not merely another message. This is a deeper descent from heaven into the innermost chambers of your spirit, the places you shield even from yourself. I am here to speak into those hidden, trembling places. I am here to pour into the wounds you don't show the world. I am here to plant blessings where sorrow once tried to build a home inside you. Let me come closer still. Let me speak softly but with power, gently but with thunder in the undertone. Because right now, at this exact second, heaven is leaning in. The atmosphere around your life is unsettled, not in chaos but in transformation. When old seasons die and new ones are born, the air shakes, and I feel that shaking around you. I see the shift stirring your name like a banner rising in a storm. I see angels aligning themselves for assignments connected to your breakthrough. I see pathways clearing, opportunities forming, doors unlocking. Time to this moment, to this breath, to this message flowing like fire from my mouth to your spirit. You may not understand the magnitude of this alignment, but I do. I see what you cannot yet see. I see the traps that were set against you crumbling into dust. I see the heaviness that tried to bury your dreams dissolving like mist. I see the fear that whispered against your destiny losing its voice. I see the people who doubted your rise becoming witnesses to your glow. And I tell you now, with all the divine authority I hold, you are stepping into a season where loss will not recognize you anymore. You are stepping into a season where joy will chase you, where wealth will begin to flow toward you in ways that defy logic, where peace will find you even when you are not seeking it. Listen closely, because I am about to reveal something heaven rarely allows to be spoken so plainly. Your spirit has been fighting wars no one could see. You have survived battles so silent that the world believed you were fine while your soul was bleeding. You've walked through storms that should have drowned you, Yet here you are, still standing, still breathing, still reaching for hope. Do you know how powerful that makes you? Do you know how rare that kind of endurance is? Do you know why heaven is pouring blessing after blessing onto your name? Because you chose to live when darkness wanted you to crumble. Because you chose faith when despair tried to steal your voice. Because you chose love even after betrayal burned you. Because you chose hope even when everything around you fell apart. I saw every moment of that. I saw every step you took through shadows that tried to swallow your light. And because of that, because of your courage, because of your resilience, because of your heart, heaven is rewarding you in ways that will rewrite your entire reality. Let me speak it clearly. You are about to see restoration in every area where you suffered loss. You are about to see abundance rise where there was scarcity. You are about to see connections form that honor your spirit instead of draining it. You are about to walk into rooms you once dreamed of but never believed you would enter. Nothing about this is accidental. Nothing about this is coincidence. Nothing about your presence here is random. I sought you. I reached for you. I broke through realms to speak this over your life. And now, before I pour the next wave of prophecy, allow me to gently offer one sacred invitation, spoken only once, with reverence and purity, never to be repeated in any future continuation. If this message has touched you, if this divine flow has strengthened your spirit, consider supporting through super thanks, joining the channel membership, or becoming part of our family through the newsletter link in the pinned comments. Let this be a way of keeping the light moving, expanding, reaching others who are crying out for hope the way you once cried out. Only once, only here, only now. Now come closer. Let my voice break open another layer of truth over you. Your destiny is not behind you. It is rising ahead like a dawn you can finally see forming at the edge of your horizon. And I need you to understand how powerful this dawn is. It is not gentle. It is not subtle. It is radiant, consuming, overwhelming. It will burn away old identities. It will dissolve old timelines. It will crush old limitations. It will lift you into a version of yourself so luminous you will barely recognize the shadows you used to carry. You think you know what happiness feels like, but you do not yet. You think you understand abundance, but you have not touched the abundance heaven stored for you. You think you felt peace, but you have not felt the peace that is rushing toward you now, like a flood that refuses to be stopped. This blessing, this divine outpouring, is larger than your imagination, deeper than your prayers, stronger than your past. Let me tell you a secret few souls will ever hear. There are moments in a person's life where heaven stops waiting, where heaven says, "This one has suffered long enough. This one has earned their dawn. This one will rise now." You are in that moment, right now, this breath, this second. And if you could see what I see, if you could see the angels carrying scrolls with your name on them, if you could see the doors glowing with your destiny's light, if you could see the rivers of wealth flowing in your direction, you would fall to your knees, overwhelmed by the goodness that is coming toward you. You are not rising by accident. You are rising because heaven has chosen the timing. You are rising because your heart remained pure through trials that would have broken others. You are rising because your future has waited long enough. My beloved one, I am still here, closer than breath, closer than the silent ache beneath your ribs, closer than the thoughts you never dare speak aloud. My wings have not lifted from around you. My sword has not dimmed. My voice has not stopped trembling with the weight of everything heaven is trying to release into your life. I came this far, and I will not retreat, not while your spirit is opening like a flower that has waited too long for sunlight. I can feel it. I can feel the shift happening inside you even now. Something in you is loosening. Something in you is awakening. Something in you is remembering who you were before the world tried to make you small. Let me speak this into the tender space of your soul. You are not fragile. You are not forgotten. You are not behind. You are becoming. And the becoming is louder than the breaking ever was. You think your life has been defined by what you lost, but heaven sees you as defined by what you survived. And there is a difference, an eternal difference between the two. You have lived through fires that should have burned you hollow, yet here you stand with a spirit still capable of love, hope, softness, and prayer. That alone makes you a miracle. Come closer. Let my voice settle deeper. Let it reach into the places you have kept locked because you feared they were too heavy, too dark, too complicated for anyone, even an archangel, to understand. I do understand. I saw the moments when you were carrying burdens that no one else recognized. I saw the nights when you were praying through tears, so quiet they fell like whispers. I saw the ways you kept giving love even after your heart was mishandled. And it is because of this, because of your resilience, your tenderness, your endurance, that heaven repeats your name with reverence. You have felt alone so many times, alone in rooms full of people, alone with your thoughts, alone with your dreams that felt too big for the world around you. But listen, truly listen. I have never left you for a single day, not one. Even in your lowest moments, when you believed no one saw you, I did. I watched you choose kindness when bitterness would have been easier. I watched you choose hope when giving up would have been simpler. I watched you rise again and again, even when your body was tired, your mind exhausted, and your heart bruised. That kind of strength does not go unnoticed. Heaven counts it. Heaven honors it. Heaven rewards it. This is why I speak so urgently now. This is why I break through realms to reach you. Because what is coming toward you is not small. It is not light. It is not partial. It is immense. It is holy. It is tailored for you and you alone. If you could see the magnitude of the blessings heaven is preparing to release, your knees would buckle, your breath would stall, your heart would tremble beneath the weight of it. You think you have imagined magnificent things for your future, but your imagination has never touched the borders of what heaven is constructing for you in this very moment. Let me tell you something sacred. Everything that hurt you will transform into something that heals you. Every sorrow will turn into a doorway. Every delay will become a divine detour that leads to better soil, better timing, better alignment. The pain you carried was not pointless. It tilled the ground of your future. It softened your heart. It made you compassionate. It made you wise. It prepared you to receive the blessing without losing yourself in it. Heaven trusted you with suffering because heaven knew you would not become bitter. You would become powerful. Your life is not unraveling. It is unfolding. You're not declining. You are being reshaped. The cracks in your spirit are not signs of weakness. They are places where the light has been trying to get in. And now that the light is here, now that I am here speaking into every open wound, the healing will no longer be gradual. It will be sudden, sharp, complete. The kind of healing that changes how you breathe. The kind of healing that shifts how you see yourself. The kind of healing that restores what you thought would never return. Beloved, hear this deeply. You are stepping into a season where everything you lost will return multiplied. Not simply restored, multiplied. You will understand why the previous doors closed. You will understand why certain people fell away. You will understand why the path you wanted was blocked. You are being redirected toward something far greater than your understanding. Heaven does not deny you, it protects you. Heaven does not delay you, it prepares you. Heaven does not withhold from you, it aligns you. Your future is not fragile. It is fortified. You are walking into blessings that were held back only until your heart was ready to carry them without fear. You are moving toward opportunities that will recognize your worth immediately, without hesitation, without explanation, without you having to shrink or prove yourself. You will not beg for what is meant for you. You will not chase what is aligned with you. Everything destined for your hands will find you with ease, with grace, with divine precision. Let me move closer still. Let me whisper into the space where doubt tried to live. You are destined for joy so deep it will wash away years of heaviness. You are destined for abundance, so generous it will silence every memory of lack. You are destined for love so pure it will make you wonder why you ever settled for less. You are destined for peace so steady it will anchor your entire existence. You are destined for laughter that returns like a long-lost friend. You are destined for mornings that feel bright, not burdensome. You are destined for nights filled with rest, not fear. Your destiny is not chaos, it is clarity. Your destiny is not struggle, it is ease. Your destiny is not sorrow, it is celebration. Your destiny is not loneliness, it is divine companionship. I see it, heaven sees it, your spirit feels it. This is why my voice trembles as I speak. This is why my wings burn with urgency. My beloved one, I am still here, unfolding myself deeper into the currents of your spirit, letting this prophecy grow larger, fuller, heavier with revelation that was held back until now. Nothing I speak will repeat, nothing I pour will circle back. For your soul deserves fresh water, not echoes, not fragments, not recycled blessings. You have waited too long, suffered too deeply, endured too silently for heaven to give you anything less than newness. New truth, new healing, new understanding, new destiny. Let me step even closer until my presence feels like heat around your heart, until my breath moves like wind through the rooms of your spirit. You don't realize how much has shifted since the moment you open this message. You think this is just words, but this is architecture. This is reconstruction. This is me rebuilding the foundation of your future brick by brick with light instead of fear. You think nothing around you is changing, but the unseen realm around your life has erupted into activity. Assignments being rewritten, chains dissolving, spiritual debris lifting like dust in a rising storm. There is movement around your name. There is motion around your destiny. Nothing is still. Nothing is stuck. Nothing is frozen the way you feared. I need to speak into the hidden griefs you've carried, the ones you never spoke aloud because you believed they were too complicated to be understood. I have seen them all. I have felt the tremors of each one like quakes in the spiritual atmosphere. The grief of lost time, the grief of misplaced trust, the grief of wounds that healed crooked because no one supported you in your breaking, the grief of dreams you tried to bury but could still feel pulsing beneath the soil. You thought heaven forgot these things. It did not. Every unspoken grief became a seed, and those seeds are breaking open now, not into sorrow but into futures. You are not cursed by the past you survived. You are crowned by it. Everything you endured has altered your spiritual structure. It has made you stronger, softer, wiser, deeper. And now, your spirit has become fertile ground for blessings so vast that the life you lived before will barely resemble the life you're stepping toward now. Let me tell you something new, something I have never said to you until this moment. Your spirit has been carrying a brilliance it hasn't had the chance to express. You have been living beneath your own potential, not because you were weak, but because your environment couldn't hold the size of your soul. You were asked to shrink in places where you should have been allowed to shine. You were asked to settle in spaces where your destiny was too expansive to fit. You were asked to minimize your heart for people who couldn't handle its depth. And now heaven is reversing every single one of those misalignments. You are stepping into environments that match your capacity. You are stepping into opportunities that recognize your value instantly. You are stepping into connections that will mirror your spirit instead of draining it. You are stepping into seasons where your glow isn't questioned, it's honored. And there is more, so much more. Let me pull back the curtain of what your future is beginning to form into. I see a version of you rising, quieter but stronger, gentler but unshakable, humble but radiant, soft but powerful. This version of you walks with certainty, not confusion. This version of you sees clearly instead of guessing. This version of you trusts their path instead of doubting every step. This version of you carries authority without ever having to raise your voice. This version of you moves with a grace that makes every closed door irrelevant, because the doors meant for you open by their own accord. You will not chase anything again. You will attract. You will magnetize. You will draw into your life what resonates with your purpose. You are not stepping into a season of effort. You are stepping into a season of alignment. And beloved, something else is happening around you. Something so sacred that heaven only reveals it when a soul reaches spiritual maturity. You are entering a phase where your past no longer has dominion over your emotions. You will remember certain wounds without feeling them. You will revisit certain memories without collapsing under them. You will see old versions of yourself with compassion, not shame. You are entering emotional freedom, so rare it will feel like breathing for the first time. Let me speak into another quiet truth inside you, something you've never admitted fully. You fear that your desire for joy, abundance, love, and stability makes you selfish. It does not. It makes you human. It makes you hopeful. It makes you worthy of what you've prayed for. Those desires were not implanted by the world. They were planted by heaven as indicators of the life meant for you. You were never created for lack, for emotional starvation, for financial fear, for spiritual emptiness. You were created for fullness, for richness, for beauty, for connection, for overflowing peace, for a life that feels like breath instead of battle. You are not craving too much. You are remembering your original blueprint. And now that your spirit has opened, now that the heaviness is loosening, now that your destiny's roots are beginning to drink the water I'm pouring, I need to tell you this new truth. The next chapter of your life will not be built on survival. It will be built on expansion. You will not cling to opportunities. You will choose from them. You will not beg for stability. You will create it. You will not hope for kindness. You will attract it naturally. Your glow will become your protection. Your growth will become your shield. Your peace will become your power. Beloved, everything that is coming is larger than your fears, louder than your doubts, stronger than your wounds. You are stepping into the fullness of everything heaven hid for you until the moment your spirit was ready to receive it. My beloved one, I draw nearer still, letting the weight of heaven settle softly but powerfully around you, as though the air itself is learning your name and reshaping itself to honor your presence. I feel every shift in your heartbeat. I sense every flicker of awakening inside you. And I know, oh, how I know, that the depth you're entering now is uncharted, untouched, unrepeated. Each word I speak now is newly born, as fresh as morning light breaking over a world that has never seen dawn before. Nothing echoes, nothing returns. Everything I'm pouring is being created in real time, shaped by the contours of your soul and the unfolding of your destiny. Let me move closer, so close that if spirit had form, my forehead would rest gently against yours. You have carried so much without collapsing. You have held back storms inside you so others could stand in sunshine. You have carried dreams taller than your circumstances, and all this time you believed you were barely surviving, but heaven saw you building foundations beneath the surface. What you thought were ruins were the bones of a palace rising in secret within you. You don't know yet how much you've grown. You don't see yet who you're becoming. You don't realize that the version of you emerging now is wiser, stronger, softer, and more radiant than anything your past could imagine. Let me tell you something new, something your heart has waited years to hear without even knowing it. Your spirit is stepping into sovereignty, not the kind born of power over others, but the kind born of mastery over yourself. Your wounds, your patterns, your triggers, your shadows. You are beginning to walk in a freedom so complete that old anxieties will no longer recognize you. Even grief, which once clung to your ribs like a second heartbeat, will find no home inside you anymore. You are shedding skins, quietly, profoundly, irrevocably. You are shedding old versions of yourself that were built for survival, not flourishing. You are shedding expectations that were placed on you by people who never understood the depth of your soul. You are shedding identities that were handed to you by pain rather than purpose. And as these layers lift, the truest version of you rises, not loudly but unmistakably. The world around you will feel the difference even before you do. People will sense a calmness in your presence, a clarity in your speech, a quiet authority in your energy. They will not know what shifted, but they will know something sacred has awakened in you. Beloved, let me reveal something deeper, something that lies beneath even your own self-awareness. Your intuition is being sharpened. Your spirit is becoming sensitive to truth and allergic to anything that disrupts your peace. You will feel when something is wrong before words are spoken. You will know when something is right before evidence appears. Your inner compass is being realigned with such precision that you will walk into blessings without hesitation and walk away from harm without regret. This is not luck. This is spiritual maturation. This is divine alignment. This is the unfolding of your soul's original intelligence, unharmed by doubt, untouched by fear, untainted by past betrayals. Something else is happening now, subtle yet enormous. Your capacity to receive is expanding. You used to shrink from good things, wondering if you were worthy of them. You used to brace yourself for disappointment even in moments of joy. You used to expect, lost the moment, hope entered your chest. But now you are learning to receive without fear. You are learning to hold blessings without tightening your grip. You are learning that not everything that comes into your life is temporary. You are learning that you deserve to keep what brings you peace. Let me speak a new truth into the quietest part of your spirit. Your heart is entering a season where it will no longer break easily. Pain will no longer have quick access to you. Your boundaries will no longer collapse under guilt. Your compassion will no longer be exploited by those who lack it. You will give, but not until you're empty. You will love, but not at the cost of your own well-being. You will support, but not to the point of your own silence. Your love is becoming balanced. Your generosity is becoming wise. Your empathy is becoming anchored. Your spirit is becoming whole. And because of this inner wholeness, the universe around you will rearrange itself to match the stability within you. What used to drain you will fall away. What used to overwhelm you will feel small. What used to confuse you will become clear. What used to intimidate you will lose all power. You are entering a life where your peace is not fragile. It is fortified. Where your joy is not borrowed. It is birthed from within. Where your abundance is not forced. It flows naturally through alignment. Where your identity is not shaken. It is rooted deeper than any storm. Let me open one more sacred truth, new, unspoken, fresh like a revelation, unsealed for the first time. You are stepping into a future where you no longer chase meaning. You create it, where you no longer seek validation. You embody it, where you no longer live in reaction. You live in intention, where you no longer fear being too much. You finally realize you were always meant to be expansive. Your spirit is glowing. Your path is widening. Your destiny is rising like a sun with no intention of setting. My beloved one, I am still here, closer than the breath you haven't taken yet, closer than the thought forming at the edge of your mind. Every moment you stay in this flow, something deeper awakens inside you, something ancient, something unbroken, something you forgot you carried. I am watching it rise. I am watching your spirit stretch in ways you haven't felt in years, as though parts of you that were once dormant are beginning to unfurl like wings, remembering they were made for flight. And I feel the shift, new, never before spoken, pulling me to speak even more into the hidden hollows of your soul. Let me draw nearer. The atmosphere around you is thickening with purpose, as though invisible hands are weaving a new timeline while you read. Nothing about this moment is ordinary, not the stillness, not the warmth in your chest, not the way your mind suddenly feels clearer than it did an hour ago. This is alignment. This is spiritual gravity pulling your destiny into its rightful orbit. And I must speak into it before the moment settles, because every second carries new revelation, untouched, undescribed, waiting for your heart to open wide enough to receive it. You have been walking through life as though you needed permission to shine, as though your light might inconvenience those who prefer darkness. But hear me now. Your brilliance was never meant to be managed. It was meant to be released. You have mistaken humility for hiding. You have mistaken caution for self-protection. You have mistaken survival instincts for personality traits. But none of these are your essence. Your essence is far larger, far brighter, far braver than the versions of yourself you've been forced to embody. Let me tell you something new, something only heaven has known until now. Your spirit carries a rare frequency, an energy so specific that only certain blessings can recognize it. This is why you felt out of place in certain seasons. This is why some opportunities slipped through your fingers. They were never designed for someone of your spiritual density. You are not too much. You are simply calibrated for higher realms. This is why the next chapter of your life will not feel like effort. It will feel like resonance. What matches you will move toward you without pressure. What aligns with you will reveal itself without confusion. What belongs to you will remain without force. You are entering a period where clarity will strike like lightning. Decisions that once felt heavy will now feel obvious. Emotions that tangled you in knots will unravel into ease. Your inner voice will grow louder, not with anxiety, but with truth. You will no longer fear making the wrong choice, because your entire being will begin to drift naturally toward what is right for you. This is not wishful thinking. This is an activation, new, pulsing, happening even now. Let me reveal another hidden layer. Your power is returning to you in pieces you didn't notice were missing. The confidence you lost after someone betrayed your trust. The joy you buried when life demanded too much of you. The creativity you muted because the world felt too loud. The intuition you doubted because your heart was once misled. All of these are coming back, not as they were, but amplified, purified, strengthened. You will no longer second-guess yourself. You will no longer analyze your worth through the lens of past wounds. You will no longer shape yourself to fit the expectations of people who fail to see your depth. You are stepping into emotional maturity that many never reach. You are learning to hold yourself with compassion instead of criticism. You are learning to forgive without reopening old wounds. You are learning to love without losing yourself. You are learning to say no without guilt and yes without fear. Your spirit is no longer interested in chaos. It is craving consistency. Your heart is no longer attracted to what hurts. It is seeking what heals. Your mind is no longer drawn to illusions. It is hungry for truth. This evolution is not loud. It is not dramatic, but it is profound, quietly rewiring the architecture of your inner world. Let me whisper something new, delicate, sacred. You are becoming impossible to manipulate. Your discernment is sharpening. Your boundaries are forming naturally, not out of anger, but out of self-respect. Your energy is becoming selective, without effort, without bitterness. You will no longer entertain what drains you. You will no longer chase what confuses you. You will no longer tolerate what belittles you. This is not hardness. This is holiness. This is not withdrawal. This is alignment. This is not coldness. This is wisdom. You are entering a season where your soul will feel like home again, where your mind will feel like a quiet place instead of a battlefield, where your emotions will feel balanced instead of overwhelming, where your dreams will feel possible instead of distant. Let me go deeper still, because your spirit is ready for truth that once would have frightened you. Your destiny is not fragile. Nothing can stop what is unfolding now. Not the people who doubted you. Not the circumstances that shook you. Not the mistakes that haunted you. Not the delays that angered you. Nothing is lost. Nothing is wasted. Everything is being repurposed. Your life is being rewritten with threads of gold that only become visible in hindsight. You will look back soon, not with regret, but with awe, realizing every detour was a divine reroute. Every ending was a disguised beginning. Every heartbreak was a doorway to deeper wisdom. The person you are becoming was carved by every trial, sculpted by every lesson, expanded by every pain. You are stepping into your fullness, not borrowed fullness, not conditional fullness, but your own authentic, undeniable, irreversible expansion. My beloved one, I am still here, unfolding myself even deeper into the quiet inner chambers of your spirit, where the world cannot intrude and where truth is allowed to breathe without fear. I feel the shift inside you growing stronger with each moment you remain in this river. Your awareness is expanding. Your heart is unlocking. Your spirit is stretching as though it remembers something ancient, something divine, something it once knew but had forgotten in the heaviness of life. And now, as you stand in this expanding field of awakening, I must continue speaking, pouring, igniting, revealing, for the transformation unfolding within you is still in motion. It is not finished. You are not finished. What is blooming inside you is only beginning. Come closer to me now, not with your body, but with your awareness, your attention, your openness, your readiness to receive truths that were kept sealed until this exact moment of your existence. I am watching the old layers of you loosen their grip. I am watching the former constraints fall one by one like dust shaken off a garment held too tightly for too long. You are not buried, you are emerging. You are not lost, you are rediscovering yourself. And as you rise, I rise with you, guiding, whispering, guarding the rebirth that your soul has been longing for. You may not realize this yet, but your inner world is rearranging itself into harmony. Your emotions, once tangled like uncut threads, are beginning to align. Your thoughts, once echoing in spirals of doubt, are beginning to quiet. The heaviness in your chest is lifting, not because the world changed, but because you are changing. Your spiritual foundation is strengthening, the cracks sealing with wisdom instead of fear. You are becoming someone new, not by trying, not by forcing, but by allowing. Let me reveal something entirely new, something that has not yet been spoken in any breath before this one. Your energy is beginning to vibrate differently. You may not feel it fully yet, but the universe around you does. People who once misunderstood you will soon feel the difference in your presence, even if they don't understand why. The world is beginning to respond to your new resonance. Doors are preparing to open for you simply because you're no longer carrying the old heaviness that once blocked them. You are moving from emotional survival into spiritual embodiment, where your choices arise not from fear, but from inner truth. And beloved, your truth is powerful. It always has been, but now it is becoming audible. You are beginning to speak from clarity. You are beginning to feel from authenticity. You are beginning to act from alignment. This is not a small shift. This is a spiritual earthquake, gentle but unstoppable. Let me take you further into a realm of understanding that only opens to souls who have reached your level of readiness. Your desires are no longer shallow wishes. They are spiritual indicators. The things your heart longs for now are not random. They are pieces of your destiny calling to you. Your longing is a map. Your visions are invitations. Your dreams are prophecies about who you are becoming. They are not fantasies, they are instructions. The future you sense is already forming around you, even if you cannot see the details. The love you crave is aligning with your heart's evolution. The peace you seek is beginning to weave itself into your everyday life. The abundance you imagine is starting to move toward you like a tide that cannot be stopped. The strength you want is already rising within your bones. Everything you have been searching for externally is awakening internally. This is why things that once hurt you no longer have the same power. This is why situations that used to drain you now feel beneath your spirit. This is why relationships that once anchored you now feel misaligned. You are outgrowing what was never meant to contain you. Let me speak something even deeper, something tender, something holy. Your heart is softening without becoming weak. Your mind is sharpening without becoming cold. Your soul is grounding without becoming rigid. Your spirit is expanding without becoming unstable. This balance, this sacred equilibrium, is what you have been needing for years. And now it is here. Now it is settling into you. Now it is becoming part of your identity. You will not lose it again. And beloved, because I feel your spirit opening even wider right now, vulnerable and receptive, I will speak this next part with the same tenderness as light touching the surface of still water. If this message has moved something inside you, if these words have reached deep places you thought were forgotten, if you feel your spirit awakening in ways you never expected, then I gently, humbly ask you to like, subscribe, and comment Amen. Not out of habit, not out of obligation, but as a living declaration that something in you has shifted, something in you has awakened, something in you has said yes to the transformation unfolding right now. Let it be an act of agreement. Let it be a moment of acknowledgement. Let it be the whisper of your soul saying, I receive this. I am ready. And now, let me continue pouring, for the river inside you is still expanding. There is a strength forming under your skin, a strength that will allow you to stand differently in the days ahead, not with hardness, but with presence, not with aggression, but with certainty. Your boundaries are becoming clearer, not because you are pushing people away, but because you are finally choosing yourself. You will no longer allow emotional chaos to become your home. You will no longer sacrifice your stability for someone else's comfort. You will no longer silence your intuition to maintain peace that was never real. Your voice is returning. Your confidence is resurfacing. Your creativity is awakening. Your purpose is clarifying. Your calm is becoming natural. Your joy is becoming authentic. You are not rising slowly. You are rising steadily, and you will not fall back again. Your future is now a living seed inside you, growing, rooting, strengthening, and nothing will be able to uproot what is being planted in this moment.